Welcome back to another episode of Your Daily Real Estate. This is Tristan. This episode is brought to you by my book, Real Estate Prospecting. I want to talk to you about showing up for your clients, showing up for your audience, wherever this is, whether it's in person or whether it's online, right, on video or anywhere else. I want you to remember one thing here. And this is from a conversation I just had with an author this morning. His name is Terry Zuplat. He wrote the book, Say It Well. He was the speechwriter for almost 8 years for President Obama. And he brought up so many great points in this interview that I did. But one thing that stood out, because it really relates to us as real estate agents, whether we're meeting people in person or we are online and trying to connect to a specific audience, it's that I want you to show up as you. Nobody can replace the stories that you have. They're yours. And yet, what do? We overthink things and we're like, but I want to show up like that person. I want to do what that person's doing over there. And I want to do it in their style because they do so great. And I'm attracted to that. And that's where we have to slow down and remember that people are attracted to you for you. They like you. They like your stories. And your stories are the things that can't be replicated. They're yours. They're your experiences. This is what you lead with. Don't try to replicate somebody else's story and tell that story. It's good to do it every once in a while. It's more important to show up and tell me your experience with what happened. Your experience with that buyer. Your experience with that inspection. Your process for the seller, your whole story about how you got started in real estate and why, and all the times you failed, and that one transaction that was so terrible and crazy, right? This is a reminder and almost like an expansion of yesterday's podcast, that the one we did with that whole interview I did with the ginger marketer. So today I want you to dig a little deeper into your stories, into who you really are, because that's how you need to show up. You need to show up like that daily. You need to get very comfortable in showing up that way. And one of the things that I've been practicing for me, and I need a lot of practice on this, so look, bear with me. I'm practicing showing up either if it's on camera or on audio like this, and picking an audience of one in my head and saying, who am I talking to? What are they like right now? What do they love? Who are they? Right? And sometimes when I don't have anybody and I don't really know who I'm talking to, I want to step back and think, I'm talking to my daughter. That means my tone's going to be a little slower. I'm more caring, right? I'm more reflective. I'm careful on the words I use. I'm more loving. It changes how I approach things. It changes how I talk, my tonality. And so for you, when you're thinking, who is your audience? Think of an audience of one. Who is this audience of one that you're talking to? Not only will it make you feel more comfortable, it'll also allow you to niche down on how you're talking. Because this audience of one wants to learn from your experience, specifically one thing, right? You're going to be talking to them about this experience that you had. Think about maybe you're talking to one person that's a first-time home buyer, obviously never bought a home, maybe having a challenge with their down payment, right? Maybe just got married, and now you know who you're talking to. This is what we need to do more of, but we need to bring in our stories within that. Anyway, hope that helps. It created a lot of clarity for me during this interview, and I just wanted to share that short part with you. Have an awesome day. We'll talk again.